Hey all, it's our Amplified Silence here again, and I am here today with the topic of ADHD as it applies specifically to me and my whole life, and specifically unmedicated ADHD. And I'm gonna jump ahead of any preconceptions. I am not anti-medication. I'm actually very pro-medication if it works for you. There's just a very unfortunate 10% of us who it just doesn't work for, causes various amount of side effects that are worse than ADHD itself. Or yeah, just it makes us worse in a lot of ways. Let's be real. Um, and then there's also other camps of people who just may not feel religiously comfortable, or they haven't worked themselves up to that step yet. They have certain things about their beliefs or how they feel about medication that keeps them from using it. That's also fine. Hopefully, if it would help them, they can eventually get to that state of using it. But if they can't, there are alternatives, which is why I'm here to talk about this. And they're not equal alternatives. That's not how the world works, unfortunately. I have not cured my ADHD. I am still very much so ADHD, and in some ways, worse. Certain things get worse with age, certain things get better. Some people come across as if they're cured from adolescence to adulthood. Not me. Sadly, not me. But I'm here to talk about behaviors, and I'm here to talk about things we can do, habits, all that kind of stuff, all that good stuff that makes us functional as adults, because Lord knows a lot of us are not functional when we are younger and have not developed those tools. And I know the unfortunate thing is that some people have not been helped and walked through that process, and it's very hard to do on your own. I would know. It's very, very hard. So you might be struggling even as an adult, and I've seen and heard a lot of that, and that bums me out so much I can't even tell you, because I get it, and I've been there. So let's just jump straight into tips that have helped me greatly. In my early 20s, my late teens, I was having a really rough time with getting to work, getting up and getting to work. Let's not go into my academics, but let's just say I had to start working pretty early. Okay, I had to start working early, and I had to start making money early. We were not doing well financially, so to pay rent, pay all my bills, to make sure that me and my family were good, I needed to make sure I was at work and getting stuff done. I was always a great worker. I have amazing work ethic. I have no qualms about what I do when I'm working. But man, waking up to get to work because I wasn't going to sleep, I couldn't go to sleep. I have like really bad bouts of insomnia. I hyperfixate on things. It makes it really hard to put stuff down, to put my mind to rest, to go to sleep. I tried so many things, even melatonin, like things that are like lesser medications still just didn't work for me. So I would suggest, one, get extremely loud alarms, or set multiple. Hopefully you aren't around someone that you're going to piss off. If you have a significant other or something, they're not going to be too happy about these solutions. But the reality is we need to get out there. We need to be functional. So there has to be sacrifices for that. If you can't do one, then you got to do the other. You need to make sure that you're meeting your expectations in your workplace, in your like day-to-day professional life, because if that goes downhill, your mental goes downhill. You can't support yourself, you can't get extra help, you can't afford the things that you might need to afford. So that is one of the top priorities. Get your mental right, but you need to keep up with your professional life, because being impoverished and not being able to get anything else done or purchase the things that you need to purchase or enjoy the things you want to enjoy only makes everything worse. A very common comorbid thing with ADHD is depression and having those low moods and stuff. So they can easily exacerbate one another, and it causes a lot of the same side effects. Same symptoms. So yeah, set multiple alarms, set loud alarms. That may be a no-brainer, right? Also, try to consume caffeine not so late into the day. We really like our caffeine. It is a stimulant. Stimulants make us feel better. It makes us feel more evened out. It calms our brain down. It's backwards from neurotypical people. Try your best to regulate yourself to not have caffeine too late. Try to regulate yourself on the type of activity you're doing an hour or two before bed. Not too excitable, not too involved, or start pre-planning I really am going to stop. And don't just do the thing where you tell yourself you're going to stop. Actually set yourself that time and start preparing as you reach it. Hold yourself to it. Don't let it escape you. I promise you it's not worth it. You will do much better if you get through your work day, have a little bit better sleep. I'm not saying it has to be perfect. I still do terrible, but I make it to work every day. I have not missed a shift in years, but there were times in the past, almost got fired, have never been fired, but I got closer than I ever would want to. So, watch what you're eating, at what times, how late you're eating, having caffeine too late in the day, what type of activities. Too much screen time, I'm going to do I can't practice what I preach type thing here. I make it work for myself, but I'm going to tell you the reality is we shouldn't be on our screens so close to bed. I am almost every single night. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm telling you what to do, but I'm not doing it, but it's the reality, right? So those are the first things. Your sleep is important. Your professional life is important. You need to make sure that you are doing everything you can to be productive so your mental stays up. For the next thing, which is once you're at work and you're in your professional setting, maybe you're trying to do something like this or even running your own business and you're struggling. I mean, that's already awesome if you're doing something entrepreneurial and getting any kind of success, even a neurotypical person, but especially as an ADHD person, if you have motivated yourself and organized enough to get something like that going, great. But let's keep it going. Let's make sure that you are keeping notes. When you know that you have something you need to get to or a deadline, make sure you're setting an alarm. And don't just say, I will set an alarm. As soon as you get that thing and as soon as you think about how you should be setting an alarm, set it. If you let yourself be like, I'll get to it, you won't. You won't. You know you won't. It's a gamble that we lose more often than we win. So set your alarms, keep a notepad, even if it's digital. Get a habit of going back to it all the time. I check my notepad so many times a day. I manage a team now too, so I can't afford to lose track of what each team member is doing or this or that I've scheduled for various things, vendors, stuff that's going on in my property that I'm taking care of, right? My own things. There's so much stuff that I have to keep track of that might be applicable to your life. Maybe it's less, maybe it's more. Keep notes. That's a huge, huge thing that changed a lot for me. Okay. For this next thing, something we are very guilty of is we get very excited about stuff, right? I'm doing it right now with YouTube and creation. I'm going to hold myself to this, and I promise I'm going to hold myself to this. And that's what you need to do. It is so easy to get excited, build up all this stuff, make all these promises to people, various people. You might even get them financially involved, which that's when it gets really bad. And then you get burnout. You don't want to, it's not exciting and new anymore. It's actually causing work. You're burning out a little bit. You kind of want to just relax, vegetate or whatever. It might happen a day in, it might happen a week in, it might happen a couple months in, but when it happens, it's often ravaging to whatever endeavor you were working towards, right? And that can just, it can unravel your life depending on how big the thing is. It is something that we will struggle with, but it's not something you have to give into. So in times where I know I have a responsibility to get something done, no matter how much I'm not excited about it, no matter how much my ADHD is making it kind of tone itself out, I intentionally be like, nope, I have to do this. Let's stay focused. I can't think about that other thing I want to do, that game I want to play, or that thing I want to put together, or that place I want to go. None of that's happening until I get this done. It's like being your own parent. We are in that unfortunate situation where it doesn't ever seem to go away. And you're not going to have that parent every single day for the rest of your life, so you need to be it. and that's just how it is. There isn't an easier answer to that, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to get excited about stuff. You're going to start endeavors. Do not overpromise unless you're going to uphold those promises, because people really, really, and rightfully so, they really look down on it. It puts a sour taste in anyone's mouth, and it would for you too. It's just that people in our camp are huge culprits of it, and we don't mean anything bad. It's not malicious, but if we've done something and you've made the promise, you better stick to it, because you're going to burn bridges. You're going to make people upset. It's going to come with all the negative things. Even if it wasn't malicious, you're going to be treated essentially the same a lot of the time, and for right or wrong, that is the case. So just tone it down. Be realistic with your promises. Be realistic with your ideas. But if you make promises, stick it out. You know, I'm speaking mostly to adults, I assume. So you're an adult, do it. You promised, stick to it. I think that'll do it for today's video. I'm sure there's more. There's always going to be more in all these topics, but I feel like this is a good starter. Okay. These are some of the biggest things, at least for me. Maybe your stuff is entirely different. Maybe it's more social. Maybe it's more about mental health and keeping that up and stuff. We can get into those things too in the future. I just don't want all these videos to be super long. So let me know. Tell me in the comments if any of this relates to you, if you've searched something that got you here, if you think I might have advice for you. I'm 35. I know, I'm an unk. Literally and figuratively. I'm an unk now, as the kids say. Oh God. But anyway, I have a lot of experiences. I do a lot of thinking about a lot of things. It's part of my ADHD, so some of you might relate more than other people on this channel. I can't help it. So I have had a lot of time, and I've put a lot of effort into thinking about these types of things and working myself through problems and whatnot. So while I might not be able to think of everything on the spot, I'm not scripting these. I might in the future. I might not be able to think of everything on the spot. If you ask me a question, I promise you I will get you an answer. The answer may not be perfect, but I will do my best, and I'm pretty confident that I can give you something. If you are unsure about something, if you need guidance on something, whatever, I think I can help. I'm not a medical professional. Sometimes I might tell you, oh, sorry, that to me sounds like something you should go to a medical professional for. But if it's something that some random 35-year-old like hyperfixating dude can help with, I'm here for it. Give it to me. All right, anyway, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Check out my other content. I have another channel. My wife has a channel. I'll be making some more. It feels like. I was gonna say it sounds like, but I'm the one telling me. I'm deciding though. But anyway, check the channel. There should be links. If you like other stuff like ASMR, crochet stuff, possibly dancing, possibly video game stuff. These are the types of things I'm thinking of. But anyway, yeah, stick around. Let me know. Later.